Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the FC Dynamo Brest Cup 2017. As always, my name is Hawker, and we are going to head straight back into the action here in our fourth and final quarter-final. Alternate attacks, of course, already 1-0 up after taking Inferno their way. Considering that was eL'quvet's map pick, heading into overpass here, got to be favouring alternate attacks into this one. I did say I think eL'quvet could potentially compete on a map like Inferno, and I think we did kind of see the fact that eL'quvet haven't had any recorded games on that map. I think it did kind of mean that alternate attacks took a little bit of time to figure out how they were playing, but when attacks eventually did figure that out, they managed to take a fairly convincing victory, especially again on that T side. That is where attacks can really be potent. I think they picked up, it must have been, they only sort of gave away 2 rounds, I think, on their T side. Really strong stuff coming out from them. And we'll get to see if that trend continues here onto overpass, because attacks will be starting this time on that T side. And let's see if they can get this pistol going their way, because yet again, attacks are going to go for 2 sets of nades. I really like these pistol rounds from attacks where they invest heavily into utility. A lot of the time, teams don't really know how to counteract the utility coming over the top, especially when they only have a USP. A lot of the times when you have a rifle, you can try and spray through the smoke, but with just a pistol, very difficult to do so. Hazing has pushed up towards B short. So eL'quvet with a fair bit of information at the start of this round. However, they don't know that attacks are pushing in towards connector. 5 players going to make their way towards bathrooms, and the flash again is good for a kill. Stefan this time takes advantage of the nades to get himself an opening frag. So here come the smokes over the top, and what will eL'quvet's response be? 2 smokes come into the site itself, and here comes the push. However, there is some gaps in the smokes, so Sumdai Young does find the 1 frag. However, he's still going in favour of alternate attacks. They get the trays to go their way. Here comes Hazing, though, on the flank, but the bomb was planted towards truck. So attacks will stay safe and will force Hazing to retake. Hazing making his way forwards. Doesn't have the defuse kit. Now picks one up. He could try and stick the bomb here. Hazing is going to do just that. 2 seconds left. They need to peek him. But Hazing just sticks the defuse. And alternate attacks did not expect him to go for the full 5-second defuse there. And I think that's something a lot of times you see teams make the mistake of. A lot of times teams will just assume that someone is going to fake the defuse, because very rarely will you see a player go for the full 5-second stick, if you like. It does kind of feel like you're taking the round out of your hands and hoping your opponents make a mistake. However, a lot of the time, I think your opponents will make that mistake of not peeking in time. And so eL'quvet, despite not finding the frags, find themselves the round. This still could be a very competitive round 2, however. With the bomb plant coming in, attacks still decide to force into this second round. And here come the nades this time over to the B bomb site. Sumdai Young here with the UMP is holding in towards pillar. He does have the support of Hazing, who's pushed up B short. But I'm not sure why he's pushed up with that rifle there. That should be an M4 lost. Sumdai Young can't do anything about it. And so the rifle can be recovered, but attacks are just going to continue the push to the B site itself. There is the M4 picked up, but Sumdai Young goes aggressive to cut off the push from B short. Searson, though, on the site, opens up with the 1 kill. However, he can't find any more. And so Tizian now is the 1 man left. He doesn't get that frag. And alternate attacks there. I can understand what they were going for. Obviously, they were going for that B site push. They threw their nades over the top. They wanted to commit to the play. However, as soon as there's a player pushed up B short, that really makes it difficult for attacks to be able to commit to that push to the site, because it slowed them down, it allowed eL'quvet to rotate over, and in my opinion there, alternate attacks, after they found that even trade, should probably just not commit to the B site play, because they would have had themselves the rifle, they would have had themselves the M4, and a pretty good chance to just try and take some aim duels elsewhere. However, instead they commit to the push, and eL'quvet were already in position. Of course, it's fairly difficult to know how quick the rotators come in, so I can understand why aTTaX went for the push. However, nonetheless, this round will, of course, now just be a full eco. One Deagle brought up for Tizian, who's only on 1 HP, and easy headshots come out for Sumdai Young. Very nicely done with the UMP to clean up the round. And so eL'quvet will take the 3-0 lead off the back of that pistol round win, where Hazing won the 1-on-2 thanks to just defusing the bomb straight up. So heading into round number 4, of course both teams will be up for a bye. However, eL'quvet certainly keeping a couple of their slightly weaker weapons. The FAMAS, of course, is still very capable as a rifle, and the UMP can have its benefits. More mobility than the rifles, as well as having a fair chance of finding success if you get some close range engagements. So certainly not going to be a terrible buy for eL'quvet, but they do have to deal with the AWP of Searson. And he made a huge difference on that first map. He was leading the way for his teams, not only in terms of entries, but also in terms of frags. And that trend is set to continue as he gets that first kill towards A long. And now eL'quvet in long bathrooms is in a load of trouble here. He goes for the peek, does get the kill back, but aTTaX are already pushing from bathrooms themselves. And wow, eL'quvet did find a second frag before he went down. Very impressive from eL'quvet there to get 2 kills, because now he's brought it back to a 3-on-3 that becomes fairly good for his team. Kiss holding up towards A long. Searson doesn't clear the corner, and overlooking that position is going to cost his team heavily, because now aTTaX have to be scared of so many angles as they push the A site. And with 20 seconds left, Hunden's just going to commit to the bomb plant on the truck, and then goes for the fight, but as he loses out, Tizian has it all to do in a 1v3. Trying to take the first. There is the quick headshot. With the bomb being planted on truck, he certainly has a decent chance here, but the defuse already coming in. Tizian needs to peek sooner rather than later. And as he goes for the peek, he gets shut down. To be fair, Kiss was defusing without the kit, so that would have made it much more doable for Tizian if he could find that second frag. However, Sumdai Young holds true to give eL'quvet again a very strong start, this time on overpass, 4-0 up. However, at the same time, as we were saying earlier, we saw eL'quvet come out to a similar lead back on Inferno, and aTTaX was still successful in coming back into the game. So eL'quvet certainly cannot take their foot off the gas, if you like. They need to make sure they keep their lead going. Die misses that opening shot towards A long. He misses a second one there. eL'quvet is going to come in though and help him out. Should be the kill. A little bit sloppy, but he finally finds the frag. And in the meantime, it's now going to be up to Kiss to hold off the short push, and there we go. 2 incredibly quick headshots. aTTaX, of course, don't have the helmets, so the M4 is still a one-shot headshot. And oh, that was Tizian finding a team kill. Not exactly great there for alternate aTTaX. However, I think at that point the round was lost anyway. I wonder how Tizian took down his teammate there. Not exactly the most coordinated push from aTTaX. However, they will be hoping instead that this push is a bit more coordinated, because they do have the full buy. A fairly fast 5-0 deficit here though for aTTaX. So let's see if again Searson can find the entry with the AWP. He did previously. However, this time Dai is going incredibly aggressive. Look at this! Nearly finding the chance on the first angle, but that allows Hunden to come back around, catch him in the open. So eL'quvet is left in a really tough position. Just way too many angles that he's exposed from. Kind of felt like eL'quvet was having to make up for the fact that Dai wanted to go for that aggression. So even though he finds 1 kill, the fact that Dai didn't find a single frag means that that aggression will not pay off for the CT side to start the round. I can kind of understand what Dai was going for, but I'm not sure I agree with the full peek out in towards the right-hand side there. Because then he's just so exposed. Either way, could still go in favour of eL'quvet thanks to that frag from Kiss. There are still 2 players on the B side. Young does get the trade kill as his teammate went down. And there we go, a quick headshot means that it's a one-on-one on the site, and Searson does win that one-on-one to leave himself only up against Hazing. Hazing wasn't in position quickly enough, however now he is ready. Doesn't quite peek out far enough, and so Searson is going to play safe, going all the way back to Monster. And the bomb is planted out in the open here. If Searson makes his way back towards B short, he could be in good shape. Hazing, peeking out Monster. That gives him a fair amount of information, and as the smoke comes up, Searson is going to be in such a tough spot. The defuse, though, is a 10-second one, and so Hazing will get off the bomb. Really well played by Searson here. Going for the jump peek. Hazing manages to get that kill, but without the kit, I don't think there is time. He does pick up the kit, however, still, I don't know if he has this one. So close, but the miscommunication costs them there. 1 second too late, and I think if Hazing did go straight back for the defuse kit, maybe he would have had that one. However, instead, no kit means no round for eL'quvet, and aTTaX just about pick up their first on their T side. Certainly didn't feel convincing from them, though. And now they are just going to be back to 5 AKs, so there will not be the chance for Searson to find an entry frag with the AWP. He certainly could still do so with the AK. We'll have to wait and see if that is the case. In the meantime, Dai has the AWP holding off towards Party. However, I assume if aTTaX push towards that position, they should be ready for the AWP. Should be ready to try and flash him off the angle. Flash is going to go over a long, and eL'quvet was forced off the angle. He's playing from long bathrooms. This is a fairly good sort of off angle where aTTaX might not initially clear it. There we go, eL'quvet does catch Stefan off guard, and in the meantime the boost towards B gets Young a frag himself. So with a minute left on the clock, aTTaX have a lot of work to do to get themselves back into this round. And Searson will do some of that work as he finds a quick kill. I'm not sure why eL'quvet was sticking around there though. He was so low on health that it felt a fair bit unnecessary to go for that fight. So that brings aTTaX straight back into this round. Only the man disadvantage. There we go. Dai was boosted up in towards Bank. That allows him an easy kill back. And now aTTaX with 25 seconds left. They're going to have to commit to this A site push. Hunden is going to creep his way up A long. In the meantime, ECFN still just waiting patiently for his teammate to get into position. But with 12 seconds left here, he needs to go for the push, and he needs to go now. Hunden is making his way on towards the site, but he still has no support. There goes the first kill. Hunden makes his way back around. He might just have time for the plant. And as ECFN gets the frag, there is not time. That's what I was saying there. ECFN needed to push up sooner to help out his teammate. It was as simple as that. And Hunden got close for the bomb plant. I thought he might have had it. But it comes down to a millisecond there almost that eL'quvet managed to win the round from. And so now aTTaX, they will go for the force buy, but it's really not looking great. ECFN with the AWP, Hunden with the AK. Of course, they saved these from the previous round, so they didn't get any money. And that means the rest of aTTaX have to force around these two weapons. Well-placed flashbang forces Searson to fall back, but his teammates will stick around towards B short. In the meantime, I think Young was thinking of boosting up here, and indeed he will. Tizian is going to get caught out in the open. It's only one of the pistol players lost, but it's still a man disadvantage for alternate aTTaX nonetheless. As they line up the nades towards the B bomb site. Still a fair few players here. Young going to hold in towards barrels. He does run the risk of being mollied out into the open. That will not be coming through as the push comes to the site. Stefan misses the entry kill, going for the frag, and he does find himself the frag. There goes Dai coming from heaven on the rotate. And he's going to nail 2 quick shots to secure the 2-on-2 for eL'quvet. And aTTaX here with an incredibly slow start on their T side. This is starting to get a little bit out of hand. I assume this is a tactical pause. Indeed, it is. However, aTTaX are just going to be on a full eco for this round. So it's almost certainly going to be an 8-1 deficit that they have to overcome. So here we go, back into the game. However, back into an eco for aTTaX. So they will not be having the best of chances in this round, especially without any utility. Very difficult to see them catching too many opponents off guard. Push will come through connector. And aTTaX will make their way up to the A site. Nice nade coming out from Kiss alongside the wall bang, but it won't be placed well enough because aTTaX are already towards bathrooms. Here comes the push, and oh, Dai gets caught in the open. eL'quvet now needs to find some frags. However, he only gets 2 kills on the A hold. And so now aTTaX will get the bomb down and a couple of guns for their troubles. Here comes Hazing, pushing quickly for the flank and already spots out Hunden. That's one of those rifles dropped out of the round, and well, another man goes down. There's just too many players pushing quickly from eL'quvet. aTTaX not successful in holding off, but they do get the bomb plants, which helps their money fairly well. You can see now they have enough money for a very, very strong buy into this 10th round. So that's something for alternate aTTaX to work from. A nice little positive for them there. And Searson could even go for the AWP if he wants to. Indeed he will, buying up the AWP, a molly and a flash. I think he could have got Kevlar if he wanted to go that route, but instead he will pick up the utility and just go without the Kevlar. Couple of players lined up towards A long, one of them being Dai, who misses the opening. eL'quvet now out in the open will go down first, and that means that Stefan can push through for a second headshot. Again, Dai misses the opening shot on the aggression. He's been willing to go for those aggressive peaks, however he's not been too successful in connecting with those kills. And so now aTTaX will line up the push to the A-bomb site. Only Hazing here in towards truck to try and lock down the site itself, and the molly will force him back. aTTaX might just be able to get the bomb down before Hazing can do anything about it. You can see the nades forcing him back. He does find a gap in the smokes, so there is 1 kill for Hazing. Here comes the rotate up from Sumdai Young. However, in the meantime, Kiss was dropped out of the round. And there we go. Stefan finds 4 frags on the A push. Sure, he will be looking for the ace, but Sumdai Young. Oh, here we go, sneaking his way forwards. This is 2 free kills lined up. He will execute both of them, but still 2 more to find. Pushing towards long. Stefan is also taken out, and he can stick the defuse. Searson is not close enough. There's no time here. Sumdai Young has won this. He sticks the 5-second defuse. And how on earth do aTTaX lose from that position? Sumdai Young with the 1 versus 4. Finds himself 2 initial kills. Wins the fight towards A-Long. And decides to just take the risk in sticking the defuse. And it pays off. That's a brutal round loss there for aTTaX. There was no way they should have been losing out to Sumdai Young. However, now aTTaX again are back trying to win another gun round. That has to feel devastating for them, but Searson will still open up this round. So they're just going to have to focus on this round number 11 here. They can't just dwell on the rounds that they have lost. Flash coming in. Hazing was going for a spam through the wood there. looks like he will not be sticking around. A minute left, and aTTaX just keep their man advantage. However, as I say that, they will be lining up the B play. So we'll have to see if they can continue to trade well enough to keep the man advantage now. In fact, they will extend it as Stefan gets that opener. Hazing in all kinds of trouble as Hunden pushes in towards him with help from his teammates. He finds the kill. So finally, aTTaX surely have to be winning a round. Indeed they will, because Hunden finds another frag. And despite Sumdai Young winning a 1v4 previously, eL'quvet is in a way more difficult position. He's not got himself into a good spot. He can't find any kills that alternate aTTaX wouldn't be expecting, and so this round will be over. Finally, alternate aTTaX managed to hold on to a second gun round win. And now they will be hoping that is the catalyst to force them forwards and allow them to win more rounds on their T side here. Because they will get to save 4 guns off the back of this B site success. And more importantly, I was not expecting eL'quvet to not have the cash here. I guess a fair few of the rounds have been close though, so they've been continually rebuying those rifles. And alternate aTTaX now in fairly good shape to, at the very least, salvage a somewhat decent T half. If they could get 5 or 6 rounds on the board, that's certainly very playable for themselves. Push is going to come in towards mid. There is the one AK already dropped out of the round. Hunden struggles a little bit, but he will eventually find the second frag. In the meantime, Sumdai Young did recover the AK that eL'quvet dropped. And alternate aTTaX will continue to just sit back patiently. You can see Stefan waiting for the aggression here, and Sumdai Young does expect the angle, so there comes the first kill for the CT side in the round. However, now SDY will decide he doesn't need to take any further fights. And I think that's fair enough. After they know roughly where he is, might as well just play things safe. And aTTaX, having spotted the AK towards A, they will try and take the B site quickly. The rotate is coming down fairly fast here. However, Hazing is just playing safe and giving up the bomb site, so I think aTTaX should just be able to get forwards before anything can be done about it. The boost does get the kill, but the molly finds the trade frag from Tizian. Got to be frustrating there for eL'quvet, but they still have the AK in their hands. Hazing, with the Desert Eagle, might find the fight here, but Tizian catches him off guard. And so Kiss now is just going to be forced to save the AK. So he's going to go back in towards heaven, but there's a smoke deployed. I guess Kiss is trying to play for some kills here. However, now I think he will decide against it. Probably just worth saving the rifle for the CTs. So aTTaX will get their third round on the board. Again, taking a quick look at the scoreboard, we will see eL'quvet be back up to a bye in this upcoming round. And again, it is important to save this AK just to make sure Dai can get a rifle. A couple of the team not having perfect cash, so being able to drop is certainly worthwhile. On the alternate aTTaX side of things, of course, they have enough money for the buy into this round off the back of winning 2 in a row. Let's see if, again, Searson can get something done with the AWP. He's been a little bit quiet here on overpass, but he hasn't been able to pick up the AWP all that often, with aTTaX being fairly far behind in terms of their economy game to start out this half. See Searson just patiently waiting for some aggression. We have seen Dai in particular be willing to go for some aggression towards A, so I certainly understand him just holding off. However, now the flash will go over towards A long. It is worth pointing out here, eL'quvet setup, they do have 2 players boosting. It's eL'quvet up on top in towards bathrooms. They're also going to have Kiss rotate up to the A site, so that's 3 players committed to the A site hold. That's not something you'll see all that often. Smoke comes out towards A long, and that should keep Kiss in towards that position. So as the rotate comes back towards B, alternate aTTaX should have a really solid chance here to take this B bomb site. There's only 2 players here, Sumdai Young and Hazing. And SDY has no cover to fall back to. So you'd expect them to be able to trade on towards him fairly quickly. Here come the nades over the top. They need to check this close right position. Young gets the 1 kill, but Hunden just about finds the trade. And now Hazing's response is to go aggressive in towards short, but Tizian will take him out. And that is indeed the B site claimed for aTTaX. Molotov over the top, the nade comes in. Hunden could be in trouble. He just about survives. Here comes the push forwards, but Tizian in a good position to make sure there's no real chance for eL'quvet. There goes the second headshot. And so Dai has to push forwards, but Tizian has a great round on the B plate. Not only does he find himself an entry kill, but he also manages to hold off after the bomb was planted to find himself all 4 frags. And so finally, alternate aTTaX are going to start to build up some round wins on their T side. And again, eL'quvet will be back down to the pistols. However, it was a little bit late in the half that aTTaX really managed to build up these round wins. So it should still be eL'quvet having the advantage as, oh, Young. Well, some very strange crosshair movement, but he gets himself the opening kill. And to be fair, again, some players just have weird crosshair placement. It's just the way it is. Like, you look at Kierby spray and you think to yourself, what the hell is that? And then you see him do it in real life and you're like, okay, he legit just plays like that. That's the cool thing about Counter-Strike. You can play it however the hell you want. So Young does get that opening kill with the Desert Eagle. And so now, alternate aTTaX are going to push their way out through a long. Flash goes in towards long bathrooms, but there is no one there. Instead, there are 2 players waiting round the corner. Stefan. Jump peaks, and that should have gotten the information, as ECFN does get the first and the second entry kill. As soon as they spot out the first man, good to see that ECFN is aware it's certainly a possibility there'd be 2 players holding. And so aTTaX, it does look like they finally hit their stride here on this T side. They've been clearing every position they've been needing to. So just Dai left alive, trying to find a gap in the smoke. Smoke will now fade, and Dai could certainly find a frag or 2. However, Searson now is holding with the AWP, although he turns around at the wrong time, so it's going to be up to Stefan to hold this off. And he does get taken out. Dai gets a second kill there as Searson misses the shot. Flash goes over the top. Dai will get himself an AK, upgrading now to an AWP. And that would be a very valuable save into this upcoming round. Dai trying to fall back, gets a 3rd kill. And sure, this isn't going to allow him to win the round, but it should allow him to save the AWP into the last round of the half, unless ECFN has anything to say about it. And he does not. Dai continues to find those shots with the AWP. Again, I'm happy to see that alternate aTTaX realize that they might as well just completely invest everything there to try and get the AWP away, because of course aTTaX can still have a full buy into this round, so there's no reason not to try and hunt Dai down. Especially if Dai misses his shot, then boom, he's basically already dead. However, this time, Dai is up to the task, and okay. Dai misses the jump early on to try and get himself up. He's going to be holding along with the AWP, however, Searson, on the T side, with his AWP, is going to be in towards connector. Still, though, Dai with this angle could be good for an opening frag here, because you can already see a couple of players thinking of the A-long push. Stefan lining it up. Dai still holding patiently. Is fully blinded here. Dai out in the open is going to get caught off guard. Stefan finds that opening frag fairly easily. And again, eL'quvet in towards long bathrooms. Gets the 1 kill, nearly the second. But Hunden manages to keep himself safe as he finds the frag back. Here comes the push. ECFN spots out Hazing, who went for the aggression towards B short. But yet again, he is all by himself. So he can't find anything on that hold of the B site. And so now SDY has it all to do. And the nades should slow down the push. You can see the players on the T side are going to make their way back towards A. So instead, it's going to be up to Kiss to hold this off. Oh, they're not going to clear his position. Kiss could do so much damage here. Will he have the trigger discipline? Yes, he will. This is 2 free kills. Spraying them both down, and the bomb is dropped. Yet again, alternate aTTaX do not clear all the positions they were required to on the A push. And now SDY, in the midst of the smoke, might try and find himself some good timing for the push. Here we go. Oh, he nearly gets the kill. I thought he was going to deny the bomb plant. Instead, the nade's going to go over the top, does some more damage, but Kiss still with 2 more to find. And Tizian's always in such a good spot here in towards Bank to watch the bomb. ECFN is stuck towards the site, so Kiss peeks out. Tizian does take the fight there, and so here comes ECFN. He goes down. It's a 1v1 now, but Tizian's still in a very strong position. Kiss just going to stick the defuse. Surely not. Surely not again. Not like this. Tizian doesn't go for the peak. And that is 3 times now that eL'quvet have been successful in just straight up sticking the defuse. Kiss manages to win another 1v2, another clutch going the way of eL'quvet. And if aTTaX would have won some of those rounds, it really could have gone the other way. I don't really know what to say at this point. 10-5 scoreline going to the side of the eL'quvet team. And so here we go, underway into the second half. aTTaX just going to rely on their USPs with the Kevlar, but already the kills coming in. Hunden in towards Connector, does find one back. There are a couple of players stacked here, and look at the push. It's looking good for the CTs, but actually Kiss finds himself 2 frags back. And they manage to get themselves the bomb. So despite aTTaX having so many players there, they're just going to get shut down here. Kiss finds himself all 4 kills. Very nice stuff coming out from him. And again, eL'quvet step up individually. And now alternate aTTaX might just go crashing out of overpass. 11-5 down. They're going to have to go for the pistols into this round, and they are just so far behind at this point, unless they win this round here. Let's see what the German team can get going as Tizian goes for the long push, but he doesn't have his gun out. Searson in the meantime has pushed Fountain. However, the rifles will hold their ground. So Hunden, the 1 man left, will also be dropped. Very quick and easy round for eL'quvet to take. And considering now they're probably going to be up against a Felico, this should be yet another quick and easy round going their way. And aTTaX now might just be too far behind to be able to compete here on overpass. And remember, this was their own map pick. This has been fairly disappointing from the aTTaX side. We will have Train as the decider if it is required. And that is a map that aTTaX have been very good on in the past. Especially on their T side of Train, they've looked strong. So that's something to watch out for. Certainly, I think still aTTaX will be the favourites in this series if it goes to a 3rd map. However, eL'quvet's certainly showing that they can compete with the big boys, if you like. I don't know how Searson is pushed out so far without eL'quvet spotting him out, but they finally will realise he's gone for the B aggression. Lozweka watching the door will hear it open. And that is about as easy of a kill as you can find in Counter-Strike. UMP gets that frag. Push will come out towards B, but with aTTaX having no one here, this should basically be the round over. Although Dai is certainly going to try and get some money built up with the Mac 10, finding some frags. Stefan goes down first. Dai continues the aggression, spraying away. Eventually he does go down, but it's only the Mac 10 dropped. So nothing really considerable lost. And here we go. eL'quvet will have the AWP. They will have the full rifles. As will alternate aTTaX, as Searson can afford the AWP for the CT side of things. But this gun round, of course, is a must-win for alternate aTTaX. It's as simple as that, really. And eL'quvet here, they look to be lining up some sort of quick aggression towards the B side of the map. You see the Molotov go over the top, and the team will make sure they have control of B short. The bomb is being left behind, however. So as Hazing moves forward, he is going to find such an easy entry kill there. Stefan just had no support from his team. There goes Hunden, finally finding the trade from Heaven. So it is a fairly belated trade, but a trade nonetheless for aTTaX as they bring it back to a 4-on-4. You can see here Searson is trying to find an angle with the AWP. Lozweka was jumping towards B short, but he decides against going for the jump peaks, so he will stay safe. In the meantime, aTTaX doing a good job at holding on to the utility that they have. You can see ECFN and Hunden still with a lot of nades left. And so if the push is to come in at the latter portions of this round, we could be seeing that go the way of aTTaX if they do use their nades properly. eL'quvet, though, do have a bit of utility themselves. So as the push comes forward, let's see what aTTaX can do. There we go, Tizian with 2 incredibly quick frags. And Searson himself will chime in with 2 of his own. And aTTaX finally take a dominant round to start off their CT side. After losing the pistol, they do win that all-important gun round. However, eL'quvet will not be bowing out that easily because they still have the AKs for this upcoming round number 20. So if aTTaX can win this round, that's where they would really have the chance of stringing some rounds together, keeping eL'quvet's economy low, and keeping their winning streak going. So aTTaX have won the first round that they needed to, and now, without the AWP on the T side, it might be a tiny bit easier, especially as eL'quvet don't have as much utility as I'm sure they would hope for. The bomb currently leaning towards A. Fairly surprised to see Searson go aggressive over this smoke here. He was boosted up for it though, so it certainly could have caught eL'quvet off guard, but they will not push in towards him. Instead, eL'quvet focusing towards A long at the start of the round. And the rest of the team will now filter their way back up to the A side of the map, although they might not commit to the push just yet. We're still yet to see if it will indeed be an A play, but it's looking more and more likely as eL'quvet line up the last little bits of utility they have left in their arsenal. And here we go. Searson is forced to play safe here with the AWP. There it is. The opening kill comes in. Push comes out for Sumdayoung, and Kiss finds a kill himself. So it's looking good for aTTaX to start the round, but Tizian tries to push through the smoke. I do not agree with that play. He was really trying to force the issue there. So now a 2v3 retake could be difficult, especially as Searson misses the shot, but he will recover. Finding the frag, bringing them back to a 2-on-2. Lasweka stuck on the site, could be in trouble. He gets dinked down low, the pistol comes out, but Lasweka finds the headshot. Finally, the trade comes in. Stefan does damage to Kiss. Switching it up to the AWP. Kiss on 14 HP, wins the one-on-one. And the AWP for Stefan will not work out. I thought Stefan should have been aware the player was low there because he was just doing damage to the opposition. And yet still he tries to go for the AWP. Clearly didn't know the opponent was low on health. And so eL'quvet just about close out that round win. And now with a 14-6 scoreline and aTTaX being down to a weak buy, this is looking likely that eL'quvet will be able to close out this map. They're going to go for the quick B play as well. Look at this. eL'quvet keeping up the pressure as they go straight out monster. Let's see if aTTaX can hold this off. Smoke comes in, the push comes out, and Stefan just gets gifted an AK. Smokes are fairly awkward here, but there goes Sumdayoung finally finding a frag back. Sumdayoung continues. Oh, Sumdayoung sprays away to find those 2 in towards heaven. And there goes a no-scope from Dai to close the round. Really nice from Sumdayoung. He found the gap on the smokes in the right-hand side, and he exploited it to make sure the B-site play was successful. And aTTaX here, they are, by the looks of things, going to have to focus on Train. They steal Inferno away from eL'quvet. However, eL'quvet themselves are going to steal Overpass straight back. So it will all be down to the third and final map. Tizian does get a quick deagle shot. However, still a lot more to do for aTTaX if they want to take this round, because they still all just have pistols. ECFN though with the CZ holding up close. And Kiss there should not be pushing by himself. That's a little bit unnecessary for the majority Russian team. They've got a Ukrainian in there, and as well Dai is from Kyrgyzstan, which is always a fun country name to try and pronounce. And there we go, ECFN with the picked up AK will find himself another frag, makes it a third. The boost works wonderfully as ECFN finds himself a quad kill on the round. And so alternate attacks will not bow out just yet, because they themselves have now forced eL'quvet back down to a low buy. It's just going to be pistols for them in this round. So there we go. aTTaX get themselves a round back. Still, of course, a lot to do for aTTaX. A lot more rounds to be won. But if they could keep the eL'quvet economy low, that would certainly be a great start in terms of being able to have the best possible chance here to play for overtime. That's what they are looking for at this point. That's all they can rely on this second map. More importantly, they need to make sure they don't lose against the pistols here, because that would be fairly embarrassing, to say the least. Here comes the push. eL'quvet have gained a lot of ground towards the side. Young does get the one frag. However, still looking decent for aTTaX as they themselves get a couple of kills, but Hazing found a frag back. ECFN could be in trouble, but he opens up on towards Lozweka, who is out in the open. And here comes the flash. Tizian should be able to mop this up. And indeed he does. 2 kills for him. It means that aTTaX will close out the 8th round their way. However, again, eL'quvet are still straight back at it with a buy. It's not a great buy for eL'quvet here. Their nades in particular are looking fairly poor. However, Lozweka does have the one Molotov. They do have sort of a fair assortment of nades, if you like. They have some flashes, they have some nades, they have some mollies, they have one smoke. So I guess that's okay. But still doesn't exactly look great for eL'quvet here. So they're much more going to have to rely on winning those opening exchanges. And here we go. Stefan flashed in for the peak. It's a huge spray down from Stefan as he gets himself 3 kills. And this round might already be over. Great flash over the top. A simple push. But sometimes simple is best. You don't need an elaborate flash over the top. You just need a simple one to make sure that you can blind up the players and spray them down. Kiss gets a kill back, and they seem to be aware Tizian is here, but Tizian holds his ground for the one frag. And that should be enough for aTTaX to be able to close the round out, especially with the bomb being down, leaving only Kiss alive. Searson is holding this with an AWP. And there we go, easy kill for him, as you would expect. So aTTaX are going to make this a little bit more uncomfortable for eL'quvet now. They're back down to pistols again. And so alternate aTTaX will almost certainly be getting themselves up to 10 rounds, up to double digits in terms of how many rounds they have won. And if eL'quvet continue to be forced down to these pistol buys that have almost no chance of coming out on top, then that could be fairly tricky. ECFN holding towards bathrooms. Oh, he's going to get caught off guard. That's the first kill, and this becomes very, very dangerous. Hunden is rotating up, but Searson with the AWP needs some kills. He lands the no-scope, but not the frag. He's going to get overwhelmed and does go down. A 3v3 now. Tizian whiffs horribly. Finally, Hunden finds the trade, so we're back to a 2v2. But this should not have been this close. Dai gets the nade to his face, and so now Young has to clutch 1-on-2. This is for the map. Can Young pull off this clutch against 2 full-healthed players? The bomb isn't planted for him either, so the smoke towards the bomb will make it difficult. Oh no. Oh no, Young spotted them both out. The defuse is coming in, but Young finds the spray down. And now it's all up to Hunden. He's going to get on the bomb, but Young is here spraying away. The knife comes out. Oh, Young misses. He needs the knife. What the hell is going on? There's no time for the defuse. And so eL'quvet will take it 16-9. Such a frantic end to the map. But eL'quvet with just the pistols take it. And you can see the players certainly enjoying how that one ended. An insane end to this map. But it will be eL'quvet taking it. And so we're going to go to train. Don't think there's anything else that needs to be said there, as we will be back with train after the break.